We carry the entire world in our pockets. We can text across oceans, swipe through thousands of faces in an hour, and access infinite data. Yet, we are deeply isolated. Right now, you have more access to potential partners and self-optimization tools than any generation in human history. You can download routines for fitness, scripts for texting, and endless streams of advice on how to present yourself as the perfect catch. This chart illustrates the disconnect. Line A, rocketing upward, represents our technological access and success metrics: wealth, fitness, app usage. But line B, dropping rapidly below it, is actual relationship formation. We are seeing spikes in anxiety, physical intimacy issues in young men, and a documented loneliness epidemic. The gap between these two lines is widening. When faced with this gap, we default to the optimization reflex. We assume that if we are lonely, the fix is to earn more money, lift heavier weights, or curate a better profile. Meanwhile, our actual human connection completely flatlines. Treating human connection like a job interview comes with a psychological cost. It turns every interaction into a performance review, where you are constantly evaluating if you are good enough. This creates a difficult choice. You can choose the safety of hiding behind a curated mask, or you can take the risk of being authentic. The irony is that the strategies we use to protect and improve ourselves often act as the very barriers to the connection we're searching for. Look at this effort versus impact quadrant chart. With dating algorithms, behavior drops aggressively into high external effort, like swiping, but low internal vulnerability. You match, getting a dopamine hit, but the chemical reward crashes when the interaction stalls. The side effects of this environment are specific. Constant visual comparison is linked to rising rates of body dysmorphia, and the pressure to stand out fuels performance anxiety. When a system makes it this easy to find a replacement, there is less incentive to push through the discomfort of an awkward first conversation. When another profile is a swipe away, you end up trading the potential for deep commitment for pure volume. By commoditizing human connection, we remove the friction. Without that friction, it is difficult to build the emotional resilience needed to maintain a relationship with a real person. To survive this market, many adopt a strategy of postponement. They delay dating entirely until achieving career success or physical fitness, methodically constructing a heavy suit of armor to secure protection from rejection. The tangible outcomes look good. You advance in your career, you secure your finances, and insulate yourself from immediate failure. But when you finally step into an interaction with a potential partner, you are vulnerable. Because your worth is tied to your accomplishments, any rejection feels like an indictment of your entire identity. You end up attracting partners to a curated list of achievements, rather than to who you actually are. This explains why some high achievers experience loneliness even when they are in a relationship. Focusing only on a flawless identity can lead to isolation. A partner may fall in love with the protective shield you built, rather than the person underneath it. Then there is the nice transactionalist. This is the habit of constantly agreeing and suppressing your own boundaries to avoid friction or secure someone's approval. This flowchart maps a covert contract. You suppress your needs, expecting a reward. Intimacy is denied, leading to resentment, looping back. Short-term, you avoid conflict, but long-term, the unresolved resentment breaks the loop and shatters your self-trust. Transactional niceness often fails in dating because it lacks the authenticity required for actual trust. Look at this comparison matrix. The left column highlights a specific shift in focus, listening to respond. Your mental bandwidth is taken up by internal dialogue as you analyze your own insecurities and plan your next sentence. Because your focus is pointed inward, you have less processing power for the conversation itself. This is often the mechanism that causes your mind to go blank on dates. To change this, you have to shift your input. You must reallocate that cognitive load outward, focusing on understanding the other person's perspective. The results shift accordingly. Social anxiety often drops because you aren't monitoring your own performance, and your partner feels heard. The trade-off is control. You have to stop trying to steer the conversation and accept the awkwardness that comes with being present. Relinquishing that control is a prerequisite. You cannot achieve emotional presence while trying to micromanage how you are perceived. The evidence suggests that you cannot simply optimize your way into a relationship. At some point, the strategy has to shift from protection to authenticity. This connection readiness scorecard maps out how to make that shift. For the shielded high achiever, the requirement is to shift focus away from external accomplishments and toward internal self-trust. Start by keeping small, private promises to yourself. That internal reliability builds the confidence needed to be more authentic in public. For the nice transactionalist, the shift is in this middle row. You must trade agreeable niceness for authentic kindness, which requires setting boundaries. For the algorithm-fatigued dater, look at the final row. The goal is to stop listening to respond and sit in real-time presence. Step away from the apps. Stop relying on algorithms to curate your life and embrace the friction of face-to-face communication. A lasting relationship is not a reward for being perfect. It is the result of two people choosing to communicate as they really are.